Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
What's up, guys? I'm Vocal Strike, and welcome to the first ever episode of Let's Play Inscryption. You may have heard of this indie game. It has been gaining some popularity recently. This is my first time ever playing this, and this is made by the same people who have made Pony Island. This is made by the same guy who made Pony Island, so there's some things may not be as they seem. Not everything will be as it seems. I did try recording this once and I lost the footage, unfortunately. And so here I am basically starting over. Yay. I didn't get very far though, so we should be good. This is not going to be entirely blind, as I did see some other YouTubers that I am subscribed to that I watch also did some Let's Plays and stream videos of these. I've watched them just purely out of curiosity because I saw trailers for this game. I was curious, I wanted to see if it was worth picking up, and I couldn't stop watching them. So, in that sense, this isn't really blind, but they haven't really reached the end yet. Will I go to the end first before them? Who knows? But, even though but I did reset all the data, all the save data, so we are completely starting over from scratch. And this is normal when you first boot up the game. We can't choose a new game even though we don't have a save file. But let me check options real quick. Yeah, that's right. But we can press continue even though we don't have a save file. What happened? Oh, shush, dogs. I am going to try to show as much as I can. Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you have forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Now play your stoat. Stoat costs 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. An honorable death. Play the stoat. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. Your stoat stands unopposed. The number on the bottom left is its attack power, 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. If you win if you tip my side all the way down. Like this. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. You can literally put this in magic terms. Like the coyote is a 2-1, the stoat was a 1-3, but now it's a 1-1. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. How dull. Even though it's a smart play. But as you've noticed, unlike magic, the stoat's health did not regenerate. Cards' health do not regenerate at all in this game. The wolf demands 2 sacrifices. Huh? Hey, stop! Fear not. The beast is sacrificed, but not removed from your deck. Its suffering was real, but you will see it again. Because you are learning, I will pass. Again, the choice. A random card from your deck, or the certainty of a squirrel. Let's see what the last card in our deck is. The River Snapper, which is a 1/6 and costs 2. You may only draw a card at the beginning of your turn. Just like any other card game. And unlike other card games, if you run out of cards from your deck, you don't lose. Because you actually can draw an infinite number of squirrels. 3 damage dealt. 3 weights on the scale. Pass. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. Yeah, this has roguelike elements. 2 denizens of the forest approached you tentatively. The caustic adder, damaged from its poison bite, is always lethal. The undying cat, sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Only one may grace your poultry deck. These cards have abilities known as sigils. You can go over the cards and right-click on them to see what the sigils does. Behold the rulebook. The adder has Touch of Death. When a card bearing this sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. It's basically Death Touch, but unlike Death Touch in Magic, where just combat with the creature attacking or defending is what causes the Death Touch to activate. The adder's touch, the Touch of Death in this game, only activates when the creature with the Death Touch actually attacks. If it is attacked, Touch of Death will not activate at all. The cat has many lives. When a card bearing this sigil is sacrificed, it does not perish, but if it dies in combat, it is off the field. Let's take the cat. Another creature joins your caravan. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle. Break in case of emergency. And have a second. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. Cards in a bottle basically adds whatever card is in that bottle into your hand. There is the squirrel in a bottle. There are certain obstacles in a bottle. There's many different types of cards in a bottle, but all of them are usually can be used to help us bringing out more creatures. These pliers will add 1 extra point to the scale. 3 is as much as you can carry. You were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me while I was sleeping. It was the right play. I get it. Maybe. You'll help me. Take your turn. Play along for now. Yeah, some cards will actually talk to you. You may now see my moves ahead of time. So yeah, the stoat actually can talk to us. And the wolf cub has a new ability. Fledgling. A card bearing this sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. Whatever it turns into is entirely based on what the card is. The wolf cub will become the wolf card. We could bring out the cat. Need I remind you, your items may help. Here we go. And let's bring out a squirrel. and use that to summon. River Snapper demands 2 sacrifices. There we go. And now our hand is empty. And just to make some extra damage, because I'm going to tell you this right now, we're probably not going to beat the first boss. You want to know what's actually on these scales? What they're actually putting on these scales? Teeth. A well-earned point of damage. I didn't think you would really do it. Yeah, the weight on the scales are teeth. Mind the ambitious wolf cub. It ages swiftly. The wolf. And the bat has airborne, which is flying. A card bearing this sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. We could get rid of the River Snapper, but I think I want to wait till that boulder's gone. And there's the wolf. The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. Ha! My bat flew right over your stoat. Another wolf. However, creatures with flying can still be attacked, even if your creature doesn't have flying. And you know what? Yeah, let's bring out another wolf because it is stronger than the River Snapper. You prevailed and tread onwards past the now bloody terrain. What do we got now? The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. The meek sparrow. An inexpensive, if feeble, flying creature. So we can either get basically a third wolf for cheaper costs, but the wolf cub must survive a turn, so it's kind of like a slower way to get a stronger card. Or we can get the sparrow, which has airborne. I think we're going to get the sparrow since we don't have any airbornes right now. Ah, the altar. You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You were compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. The bottom part is asking for a sacrifice of a card that you have, of any cards that you have that has a sigil on it, that has an ability. The top card will choose any other card in your deck to give it that ability. Let's do the cat. Pick me. You looked upon your menagerie and selected a healthy host. And let's give the stoat the immortality. What an honor. A ghastly spectacle, but the soul of the cat now lives in the stoat. Now we basically have a sacrificial creature that can actually do damage. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. Ah, totems. Totems will give certain creature types whatever ability the bottom half of the totem. The totem's basically split into 2 parts, essentially. The top half determines what creatures are affected by the totem. The bottom half determines what abilities those creatures get from the totem. So in this case, all canine creatures will get airborne, which means they'll all be able to fly. And we have really no easy way to stop it right now. Yeah, see, like the coyote has flight. And flying creatures will not block other flying creatures in this game. They will go over each other. Damage. My totem has granted my coyote the power of flight. Let's See, we need to get these squirrels out so that we can get the wolf out. Wolf. You're 4 damage away from winning. Get another wolf out. He's completely insane. You see that? Right? No care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. Only keeps me around to watch me suffer. Oh, so many teeth. So many teeth are on those scales. Jesus. Back on the board. You want to go for overkill. We will begin into why later. Impressive. You may yet survive this ordeal. Knock on wood. The watchful bullfrog. It leaps in the way of attacking flyers. The monstrous grizzly. Its form speaks enough of its efficiency. And the cat. The bullfrog has Mighty Leap, which is reach in this game. A card bearing this sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. Honestly, we do need a way to kind of block flying creatures. But the grizzly is also really strong. Let's get the bullfrog. Because reach is actually pretty good. There is another one up there, but we do need the items. Let's take a look what this is. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire. That will enhance its power, said another. You noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. There are 2 different forms of these. One will permanently increase a creature's health. The other will permanently increases a creature's power. Since we didn't take the grizzly, let's do the wolf. The fire warmed the poor wolf, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached toward it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the wolf away from the fire and left. Okay, what are we dealing with? Ooh, grizzly and sparrow. That's not great. That grizzly scares me. I'm not gonna lie, that grizzly does scare me. We cannot actually sacrifice these terrain cards, as, you know, they're not living creatures. Oh, another grizzly. Yeah, I can't win this. You've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. We can now explore the cabin. And there are puzzles here in this cabin. And we do want to blow these out occasionally. We do get a card out of it. Some puzzles. Some of the stuff we can interact with are puzzles. Others, not at all. Bring it here. He wants us to fetch this. Now sit back down. Let me explain something to you. That was one of the 2 mistakes you can make here. This candle is our lives. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? Let's go and get some more cards and the items. Oh! The reviled skunk. Its stench reduces the strength of the enemy. Ooh, stink. The adder or the sparrow. Oh, that is actually... But that is a new ability. Stinky. The creature opposing a card bearing this sigil loses 1 power. But I will admit the skunk is kinda weak since it is a 0/3. I think I'm gonna go for the 1/1 adder with Death Touch. I may use magic terms for this. A rock may get you out of a hard place. Choose one. Let's get the squirrel. Another squirrel. If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. Its bleeding yields 3 blood. If you can ignore the bleeding. Ooh, the goat. Oh, but the scissors are nice, or I can get a 3rd squirrel. Let's go ahead and get the goat. Feeling overburdened enough with the full 3 items you carried on. The trees seemed to close in around you as a chill mist descended. In the distance you could hear the clinking metals on stone. A hollow figure stood in your path. Hee-haw! 'Twas the prospector! Time for a boss fight against the prospector. He's doing the prospector again? Easy boss. The mule's key. He is referring to this, which does have a sigil, Sprinter. At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing this sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. But what this card isn't telling you is that the pack mule will have a pack underneath it as soon as it enters the field. If we kill the mule, we will get a pack of cards added to our hand immediately. That's actually good. Let's put down the squirrel. This spot. You sure? And let's put down the sparrow. And then the turtle. Now, I'm not expecting to win this fight considering we don't have a lot of good cards. And since I'm also not entirely expecting to win this fight, let's go ahead and take a look at what the black goat can do. It has the Worthy Sacrifice sigil. A card bearing this sigil is counted as 3 blood rather than 1 blood when sacrificed. could bring out the black goat to bring out the bullfrog. Which I know is a waste, but again, I'm not entirely expecting to win this fight, so I'm not going to take this too seriously. Another thing I should note is that since this is a boss fight, there are actually two phases to this fight. Those candles are the phases. When one goes out, it goes into phase 2. Also, since we did lose a life, he didn't actually do this. Whenever we enter a boss fight, he will blow out all the candles except one, which would give us a card. I didn't kill the mule. I hope you didn't think it would be that easy. There's gold in them cards! Phase 2, he turns all the cards on your side of the field into gold nuggets. Gold! I've struck gold! These nuggets basically act like weaker boulders. So we can't really do anything. I'll put down the squirrel for now. Get him! Okay, now we can actually put down cards. And let's place you here so we can get rid of that bloodhound. I may actually win this. I'm actually surprised. I was not expecting to actually win this. Oh wait, no, I got the scales mixed up. The river snapper. And we do get some free cards out of here. Oh, we got the skunk. Dang, nabbit my mule! And all we can draw now are just infinite amounts of squirrels. We could bring out another wolf. Huh. I honestly did not expect to win this boss fight. Allow me to light your candles once more. I won't be killing you quite yet. When you defeat the boss, you gain some life. You're the first in a while to overcome a boss. As a reward, you are granted an opportunity to select a rare card. Choose carefully. Poor abandoned child. It does not die when sacrificed, but do you have the heart to try? The uninspiring Gek. Perhaps you could find a use for it. This level of brutish strength needs no explanation. The child 13. Whenever it's sacrificed, it will change into another card. Let's go with some power, though. The Urayuli. With sound of the prospector's pickaxe still ringing in your ears, you carried onwards. The rank smell of rotten mold permeated the humid air. Every step forward was answered by some nearby slip or slither. You tread cautiously into the wetlands. But I think that is where we're going to end things off today. In the next episode, we will continue down this path and see where it takes us. And maybe, and perhaps, depending on what happens, maybe we will unlock some secrets in the cabin. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.